There are things in this world that defy explanation. The call to the open road may be one of those things. Different individuals have variable reasons for their travels, but perhaps the why of it all doesn't matter. What really matters is the what and the where. Where are you going, and what are you driving there? Today, the what comes from Stuttgart. This is a 2018 Porsche 911 Carrera 4 GTS. It has a 3-liter turbocharged flat 6-boxer engine that produces 450 horsepower at 6,500 RPM and 405 pound-feet of torque from 2,150 to 5,000 RPM. Coupled with a 7-speed manual transmission and a capable driver, it'll get you from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 3.8 seconds.
It may not be the quickest or the most powerful Porsche in the lineup, but with a reported top speed of 192 miles per hour, you really start to wonder, how much more could I really need? To top it all off, there are 350mm rotors coupled with red 6-piston brake calipers at the front and 330mm rotors with 4-piston calipers in the back. There's no denying it, there's a real sense of occasion with this car. Finished in carmine red, sporting satin black 20-inch center-lock wheels, and with a roofline broken by black glass moonroof, you can't help but look at it. Porsche knew what they were doing when they marketed this car in this color. This car is just so well put together, and we relish soaking in all the details. From the simple yet elegant Alcantara steering wheel, to the dual tailpipes in the back. But enough of the specs. How does it drive?
So, we're here with the 911 Carrera GTS 4. What's your first take on the car so far, driving it? I mean, you've put a couple thousand miles on it so far, but I want to hear how you feel about it.
I've taken this thing up to Maine. It's had its fair share of road time at this point, and it is just such a great all-around car.
Well, I mean, yeah, from the passenger's perspective, it seems like it's, you can't beat it. It's comfortable, it's quiet when you want it to. You can kind of, when you lay into it, it makes all the right noises. It goes real fast, and I learned that today pretty handily, finally, after watching you drive it or hearing about you drive it.
Sounds great. I mean, it's a twin turbocharged engine, so a lot of people are like, turbocharging doesn't sound as good, but in this car, in the sport modes, it really sounds good once you get going.
Yeah.
This thing pulls pretty early on. There's not a huge amount of lag.
Yeah, it's good. It pulls like a truck. It really does.
Yeah, coming away from a stop, especially in second gear, it is beautiful. You can hear the turbos kind of whining in the back.
Oh yeah,
it's so fun. This particular GTS has a 7-speed manual in it. Now, PDK is kind of the star child of Porsche these days, and for good reason. I mean, in the right car, you could just, it's like playing a video game almost.
They basically drive themselves. When we were in that McLaren a few weeks ago, I mean, it's just... Yeah, the paddle shifting is so crazy and so fast. But you can't beat the feel of a manual transmission, especially in a Porsche, It's just a great feel.
Yeah, and this is a nice little gearbox. It's got like a nice kind of mechanical feel to it. Short throws, but they got some good weight to them, so...
it's not a slush box, manual where you're, desperately searching for the gear. I mean...
But as with any road trip, it's not just about what you drive. Where you drive can be just as important. Today we have picked the country roads of northwestern Connecticut. To some of you this may seem like an arbitrary location, but it is an area that has its fair share of automotive history. Nestled in the hills of Lakeville, Connecticut is Lime Rock Park. Built in 1956, Lime Rock Park is the oldest continually operating road racing circuit and was listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 2009. At 1.5 miles long, give or take which of the 4 possible configurations is being used, it is not a large track by any stretch of the imagination, but its short length and small straights make nailing some of the track's more technical features, like Big Bend and the S's, all the more important. This is a track that separates the merely talented from the pros in the matter of a lap.
Of speed, color, drama, and excitement. The American Sports Cavalcade.
A number of race series have used the track since its first race in April 1957. These days, both the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship and the Pirelli World Challenge hold races here. A number of drivers club track days, driving schools, and even car events also occupy portions of the track schedule.
Looking to the first win of the season, an absolutely superbly executed day of racing. Porsche wins at Lime Rock. Christensen brings it through.
In addition to the history of Lime Rock Park, the roads up here are a pleasure to drive in their own right. Route 7 winds along the Housatonic River. Long, sweeping corners are interspersed with river views. Other roads, like Route 112 and 41, take you out of the river valley, where yet more sweeping curves and intermittent straights offer views of the surrounding hills and farmlands. Even if Lime Rock is not your destination, the sort of driving experience that can be had up here is well worth the trip from the city streets of New York, where bumpy and crowded roads make driving a sports car close to pointless. Even some of the suburbs are too crowded and restrictive for a good drive. No, for a proper time in your car, you need to come out here, and being about a 2-hour drive from the city, we think it is well worth the trip. If and when you do make it out to the area, be sure to check out the Green Cafe in Lakeville, Connecticut. Located just down the road from the Hotchkiss School, we imagine this healthy eatery is quite popular with the students. But we digress. In closing, the 911 GTS is an absolute pleasure to drive, especially up here in the northwestern roads of Connecticut. We look forward to conquering many more of America's scenic routes, and we hope to share them with you here on Press the Ignition.